much. We have a few more minutes, so I would like to go for a second round of questioning, and I would like to continue on the conversation that my ranking member, Ami Bera, raised regarding the ASEAN's role. ASEAN's 5-point consensus that calls for ceasing violence, facilitating dialogue, and providing humanitarian aid remains the bloc's official position, but we've seen little progress on implementation. So is the 5-point consensus still a viable framework, or has it become an obstacle to more concrete action? Can you address that, Ambassador Currie, and maybe Mr. Ross, you can address that too.
The short answer is no, it's not viable. It wasn't viable from the minute the ink was dry on it because Burma basically violated, the Burma army basically violated it from the get-go. And yes, it does need to be replaced with something else. I think that there is a big divide within ASEAN. The countries that can be influenced by China, such as Cambodia and Laos, continue to block a consensus. Other countries that are downstream of problems, Thailand and Malaysia particularly, have been a little waffly, but have tried to do more. But ASEAN itself is quite divided. We have allowed ourselves to be held captive by the 5-point consensus and allowed it to be the driver of U.S. policy on Burma, which is a mistake. We should have our own policy. We should not be downstream of ASEAN's dysfunction. But we should work with ASEAN to try to strengthen their hand in this regard and create pathways for at least individual members of ASEAN that want to do something different to do that and provide diplomatic engagement with them in ways, whether it's with Indonesia and Malaysia or rethinking our approach to Thailand on Burma and our approach to Thailand overall, which enables this kind of squishy policy that doesn't, it's really more of a non-policy than a policy. Thank you.
Can you supplement Ambassador's response with, maybe you can talk about how the U.S. can be more effective in providing the regional response, and I appreciate the Ambassador's response.
Sure, and just to add that the 5-point consensus, I would say, is the least common denominator. It's the baseline, the foundation for what everyone could agree to. Although since it was agreed, I think it has not been effectively implemented, and I think ASEAN admits that. One of the challenges, I think, is the turnover in ASEAN focus on Myanmar. Every year, there's a new special envoy that's appointed by the ASEAN chair. The Philippines, the incoming chair, has just appointed its new special envoy, and that prevents a coherent and strategic and long-term approach that's needed to a challenge that is not going to be resolved in a one-year timeline. So I think for the U.S., it's encouraging ASEAN to take on this in a way that recognizes the long-term nature of the challenge, and that ASEAN needs significant support as a bloc to be able to effectively address the challenges that Myanmar is facing and the impacts that it's having on the region. I would just conclude by saying that I agree with Ambassador Currie on the divides within ASEAN, particularly between mainland and maritime Southeast Asia, and the structural impediments of ASEAN's principles of consensus and non-interference to them playing a more significant and more constructive role in realizing a political solution.
Thank you. I will turn it over to Ranking Member Bera for your questions.